Good evening and welcome to the Select Talent Coaches Show. I think this is our fourth coaches show that we're up and running, and just wanted to do a quick intro. First, with off the camera but on the mic, we have Boise State. Boise State, feel free to introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm Dominique. Uh, pretty simple and easy, but I played a little bit of college football and ran collegiate track mostly, but I played high school football, but was also a part of state championships in high school and track. I have a lot of knowledge. My high school coach, he's considered right now the pretty much the GOAT of Alabama in high school football, and I got a lot of knowledge from him and some guys who play a lot of college football.
Nice,
So
nice.
What position?
I played running back and receiver, but I also played
Okay.
DB growing up.
Which one did you like the best?
Uh, Honestly, I'm more of an offensive minded guy right now, but I
Right,
know my X's and O's because I've coached varsity football too, and
right.
I coach defense. So
Okay.
Nice,
Awesome, man.
nice. And then with us, we also have Chop, Coach Chop. Take it away.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Coach Chop. I've, I've been coaching for high school Florida and South Florida, to be exact, for over 10 years. Right now, our team in South Florida, we started spring like a week ago. Man, it's been a gauntlet. My kids going
Already?
after it. Yeah, we've been going after it, been banking, coaching the offensive line, coaching the big hogs. Man, it's a different.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that. Say this. Everybody say corner, defensive back, quarterbacks is the most hardest position. No,
Mm-mm.
offensive line is the most hardest position ever.
That's why you guys turn into coaches. Like
Yeah.
I know the X's and O's, and it's really easy to draw the lines, but it's much harder to go ahead and check people there. With
that's
us,
true.
we have another guest that just popped in,
Last
and
second heater, huh?
well, basically this is popping off tonight. With us, we have a special guest, Ryan Nolan. Ryan, real quick, he's the head coach at Texas State here in Select Talent. And go ahead and introduce yourself and go ahead and tell us a little bit about Unique as well. Sorry to put you on the spot so fast.
Nah, I'm a owner of a custom sports apparel company, and also my son is safety at Texas State.
Nice. Nice. I heard he did well in their spring game, too.
Yeah, he got a lot of reps. Only had one ball thrown his way, so competing for that starting spot. He's second on the depth chart right now.
It's a good spot to be.
Yup. So, what are you guys. The biggest thing I was thinking about this week, going over how the league's going to work itself out, how do you think EA is going to handle recruiting? Like I know, like not just in general, but also like how do you think the difference is going to be between your Power Four and then your Group of Five? Like Boise, what are you expecting? Like, how are you expecting to build that team? Because I know all four of us are well, three of us are in Power Four schools with Texas. Well, two of us, Texas Tech and SMU, and everyone else is pretty much in a Group of Five.
Yeah. So like for me, I think it's gonna the biggest difference. Like if you think of now, like realistically, I think they're probably gonna have some kind of advantage as far as like we you don't expect no 5 star to go sign with like Jackson State or anything like that. Like I think you're gonna get your rarities of those kind of things, and you're gonna have some of the like if they're matching on all the prestige and they know they're gonna play and all the big things like that. I think that's gonna be something that they have to think in a factor of realism, especially with like now you have some of the top talents that are going to smaller
Trying to pass it.
schools and all the other little schools like that. You have an opportunity. So like that's what I'm saying. Like in the chat in Discord, like at one point I was like, if we do manage it to where Boise jumps into the Pac-12, like that's a Power Five, if you want to say, and realistically, that's an advantage on those boards because they're not looking to go to, you know, a little school for that'll give me an opportunity to be able to compete with those 4 stars. Might
Yeah.
not be able to reach a 5 star, but I can reach a 4 star in a Power Five. If
Well,
that makes sense.
Boise's strong anyway. Like you, like
Yeah,
some places, like you look at like how they do historically. Boise State is got to be in a much better position than say
UB.
Buffalo or Texas
Same.
State. Like
Yeah, so,
just gonna
yeah,
be honest. Like
yeah,
you guys are gonna have
hey
a
man.
much tougher time.
I've said it in the chat before. Unless you want to trap, do menial labor, or do construction, ain't no one want to play in UB. It's just how it is. I'm sorry. It's just how it is, man. No one wants to play in Buffalo.
That's why I say, man, just if after depending on how recruiting goes, man, like that's gonna be the biggest focus for me is the aspect of recruiting because I know like what it's like game in and game out, coaching wise, like X's and O's. But what you could put together and form your team together is always the biggest thing. So recruiting is always gonna be my focus. But yeah, we have a lot of history, but the problem is, man, they're not in a good like a good enough conference to make it high enough league. But that's the plan is to change that. So
Yeah, you
I
we're
just
gonna
I
be
know
fine.
it's like unfortunate to think about, but if we do think about like a Madden aspect, a lot of those free agent decisions are dependent on like not only money but like motivations, like for the like
Yes.
players specific. Like
Yeah,
if this
and I'm
person,
hoping that's what they bring a little bit of form of it because then
talent,
it gives
right,
us a chance. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
right,
Because if you go,
hometown like discount, like crazy, like stuff like that.
yes, like that gives us an opportunity. Because I mean, it doesn't like it. Obviously, it can be random as far as the recruits, but if you get a somehow a 4 or 5 star recruit that's coming out of Idaho, I might actually have a chance now instead of just automatically being like I'm a five
No,
star. What I want to
you're
know,
gonna
like
have to lock down the Northwest. You got it.
yeah,
Your best thing for Boise. I would really just be hoping that Oregon and Washington get absolutely pummeled in the Big Ten. That's got to be. That's what I was looking at. Like in my schools, I had my next two schools after SMU were it was FAU down south in Florida in Boca, and then the other one was San Diego State because I think you can sneak out recruits depending on how with because the conferences are being so mangled now. It all depends on what's there and where you are because I know being in Dallas there are gonna be a lot of I don't have to worry about that. I have to worry about them showing up in Dallas versus Houston. But
yeah. See,
but there's going to
that's
be
gonna be
like
my biggest thing.
2,000 plus recruits. I can't imagine how they're going to pull that off. It's going to be a lot, boys.
I do too, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just gonna have to lock down that west side, like you said. But I'm from Alabama, so I know where all the talent. Like, Alabama has a lot of talent. We compete with the Florida, the Georgia teams. Like our top team in the state right now was nationally ranked, and they're pretty good. And then they end up losing 2 games. They got unranked, but I mean, and that's where my high school coach is now. So I know that a lot of the talents. I'm going to be trying to sneak in and get a few guys out of that lower states, but my goal is to be locking down really the West and get a few out of the southern states over there.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people pick local. Like when I was going through, I really should have streamed that all, but it was going to take like it took me about 8 hours when I got everybody's team submissions. But you could tell like there's some people who are just looking around Indiana because they missed other big schools that were on the list. There were a couple. Florida International went really early because he was just picking teams in Florida. But what about let's go in the completely different direction. What are you going to do out there in Lubbock, Chop? What are you thinking?
Hey, what? We gonna focus on Texas and Florida. Got some recruiting. I'm telling you now, those are the best two states to grab high school recruits from, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know this until after the fact. I think you guys pointed it out to me because you knew that 4 star quarterback.
Yep.
But our head coach is taking a lot of players out of the U. We got a lot of
So what?
transfers.
It's so funny is because he already built that relationship with them.
Hmm.
When they ain't happy over there, which is understandable. And it only made their decision to hit the transfer portal a lot more easier for him and your head coach.
Hmm. Oh, I know. I know the. I know the coach in here who has Miami, and I know he. I am so blessed that I don't have to play Miami this year. He's not happy.
So my whole plan, my idea plan for recruiting, and one thing I know about talent in Florida, you don't need the 5 star, 4 stars. All you got to just get those under the radars, 3 stars and 2 stars,
Hmm.
and you can make magic off it.
I, could-
But
I
Texas got money, so that's even better for that little NIL deal.
Oh man, SMU has that oil money. I can. Give me 3 years. Give me 3 years. 3 years recruiting between Metro Dallas and Miami. That's my goal.
You know, I'm gonna dabble a little bit around Texas, see what I like over there, and of course I'm gonna send a couple people, send some of my coaches down to South Florida and a little bit of North Florida, grab a couple of them.
See, that's the thing with Texas. I'm from Texas, and while there are a whole lot of recruits in Texas, there are a whole lot of competition. You got Texas Tech, Texas State, SMU just in here right now. TCU, Baylor, Texas, Houston, Rice, UTSA, UTEP, North Texas. There's a lot to go around, but that's going to be. I think the recruiting's going to be just as much of a battle as the games on the field.
Oh yeah.
Y'all just got
All I
big
gotta do is
offensive
just make
linemen
get those
from
couple of key
Arkansas.
wins, and I'm good to go. I just gotta get those couple of key wins this season.
So you've got
SMU just picked up big linemen from Arkansas.
Oh
we got
yes.
another one.
Yeah.
We've been busy. We've been busy. I know we picked up two linemen. We got another. We got another 3-star starting defensive tackle from Miami. We got a safety out of Colorado. He was is not he did I think he started a game, but again, this is just something new because I don't know any didn't know anything about SMU's football program until a month ago. So so Ryan, tell do you how'd your son wind up at Texas State?
Um, well, he went to the Army out of high school. Had a scholarship at the Army. He played one season for prep. Didn't want to do the Army thing. Didn't want to spend all that time in the Army, so he left. He went JUCO. He went to the number one JUCO in the nation, Hutchinson Community College in Kansas, and he balled out his first season there and ended up with 29 Division I offers.
Nice.
And it came down to Old Dominion and Texas State, the two schools that he was down to, and Georgia State was another one also, but he didn't really like the campus and the way everything was set up there. But that was before they got this new coaching staff. Because I tell you what, they've got some recruits since Dell McGee's got in there.
It's that same thing. It's if you're in a metro market with NIL now, you can do some damage at a smaller school.
Yeah,
Georgia State's relatively new, but they play at the Braves old stadium now
yeah,
too. That
everything's just
looks
so
so
old.
weird.
Everything's so old around there. And when we took our official visit, just like the coach that was recruiting him, he's now defensive back coach at Georgia Tech. And but he got there after my son committed, so
Okay.
um because he's like, man, I wish I would have been here before Ryan committed to Texas State, because I definitely would have, you know, had him come over here to Georgia Tech. So, but it's just crazy, man. The transfer portal is, if you get in it, you better have somewhere to go. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the kids I coached, one of Ryan's teammates from high school, he just transferred from Marshall to Miami, Deani Hill, and he was right, like the number 9 ranked cornerback in the portal, but he's he was coached by the defensive coordinator, and the cornerbacks coach went from Marshall to Miami, so he had a coaching relationship. He was getting ready to take a visit to Missouri too, but he pulled the trigger and committed to Miami during the visit.
I wonder if they're going to have that in the game. Like if you have a relationship with that coach. Like even, that would be an interesting thing to see. I don't think they're going to put it in this one, but I'd love to see having the position coaches in there too. Like just as another way, like you can balance your NIL budget, maybe grab a better coordinator, maybe grab a better player, maybe may need the combination of both. I think
Yeah,
that
but the idea that the coaches aren't going to be mentioned in the game
yeah,
is what's going to be interesting.
yep. Hopefully it's still something generic because that may be a interesting
It'd be a
dilemma.
mess, man. It'd
Yeah,
be a mess, bro. I'm thinking about like everything, like almost every coaches show we've delved like deeper and deeper into like the thought of like how they're gonna recruit, how are they gonna do this, and like I'm just thinking more and more. Everyone's like brought up a little bit of different like type of topic here or there, and it seems like a mess. It seems like an absolute mess. I'm
well,
here for it. I'm happy, but
it's going to be. It's going to be. I would expect nothing less. But so
I think one big question like most people have, or at least I do, is how like people are gonna like kind of handle their teams. Are you guys gonna go? We'll start with Boise, and we'll kind of go like down the line. Boise, do you think you're gonna like try to just work with what you have, or are you gonna kind of clean house when you get control and kind of see how much turnover you can have? Are you gonna try to build? Are you gonna like your offensive defensive stuff? Are you gonna stay traditional with what they have? Are you gonna try to see what package works for you the best? What's your kind of thoughts on those?
So for me, as far as I'm probably gonna keep what's in house there as far as what they have right now, because I mean I've been a Boise State fan for a little bit. Okay, so that I'm a little familiar with what they have. I know everybody's I kind of stay on the humble side, but I know I have a pretty good team as far as what they have right now. We were talking about the transfer portal. We got the kid from USC in
I'm
the board the other
Nelson,
day.
Nelson, right?
Yeah,
Malachi.
Nelson, and he was the number
Yeah,
one ranked
he's a
recruit in
dog.
the entire nation. And then
He's
the
a
running
dog.
back that we have this year, he's like the number one running back in the like number one rushing yards and stuff like that. And I'm a pretty power running kind of guy. I like to spread you out, like the tempo. I'm going to be experimenting with trying to see the tempo and with a nice balance of being able to slow the game down, run you out and make you get tired and wear you out and spread it out to my guys. Um, because I know we got the Nelson guy from USC, but we also got another guy from Indiana, a receiver, Camper, I think his name. He's supposed to be very athletic, very quick off the board. So my style is I'm gonna run you down to death and get you tired of running, but I'm also gonna some dump a little bit of passing and spread the ball out and get the quick ball out, quick game. Not be afraid to take shots either, but um, I'm gonna
yeah,
be running it down your throat, kind of thing.
we're not so
See,
different. We're not so
see,
different.
that's what's crazy. You just mentioned Malachi Nelson, right?
Yeah,
5-star QB coming out of high school. Boise State was nowhere on his radar when it came to him choosing a school. And
exactly.
now, because these kids don't want to compete, and fight for their job, fight for the position, they can just up and leave the school. I hate it, man. I hate it.
I agree. I
All
mean,
right.
I've got two kids that I've coached that are in college right now. One guy I coached personally. He's at Auburn. He plays linebacker there, and then another kid at the school I'm at now. He's at Florida. So I've got two kids I've coached that are linebackers that are in the
What's
SEC
the
league.
kid's name in Florida?
Shamar James.
Oh yeah, yeah. You're in Alabama.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Gainesville.
Okay, gotcha. Got
Yeah.
my buddy. I brought him into the league. He's a Florida fan as well. Two of them are actually, but yes. I mean, I'm from Bama, but like I say,
Yeah,
I
Shamar.
know
Hey,
that
Shamar's nice though.
he's really good. I mean, he's a big boy.
Yeah,
So the aspect of understanding those guys, like being able to just come in and go out, that's going to be the biggest thing for Boise for me, as far as this first year. Like recruiting wise, depending on how they set the recruiting up on what my chance is on getting 4 and 5 stars, my biggest goal is going to be going in that transfer portal, getting those higher overall guys from the ones that nobody wants, and trying to make a little bit of impact with 1 or 2 splashes off of that and going from there. Because like I say, I'm the biggest thing is building some depth in the way I want to play the game,
yeah,
and understanding like I've got a really good back. I've got a quarterback who's going to be probably really good and develop him because he's going to have 4 years. And I've got this running back, and so I'm supposed to have a really good O line. So I'm going to be running the ball down people's throat, but with a little bit of tempo and not afraid to dump it out after I'm running it 3 or 4 times. And they're like, man, we got to get up here, stack the box, boom, quick throw it outside. Hit a 30-yard run, pump fake it, play action, boom, dump it down the middle. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna mix it up, but I'm gonna be running it down the throat, and people are gonna get tired of it, tired of it.
Man,
If
I can't wait to see what the ratings look like because I've got a former 5 star that transferred in from Alabama a couple seasons ago. Kamar Wheaton.
Yeah,
That could be nasty if you're running that tempo and I already have a 5 star back with another year and I know I'm set at quarterback. Our quarterback room's pretty deep. Just more of the question would be receiver, if I can have the receivers to match. But again, my, I'm trying to build through recruiting as much as possible and then just use the transfer portal to fill in gaps or best available. If I have a big budget, I'm going to go after what I can go after. I think everyone's going to have to do that just to keep up with the Joneses because I know if I get poached, I'm going to have to poach right back. Man, this is I can see why Saban left.
yeah.
oh yeah,
It's
Man,
gonna be difficult, man, without with that kind of stuff getting poached. Like people, that's the biggest thing people are saying now. Like Saban couldn't handle the transfer portal. Saban told them from the beginning, like, you don't want the transfer portal. You don't want something like this. And when it first opened, it only helped Alabama. But then people start realizing, oh, well, we can offer our money now. We can start doing this NIL deals.
absolutely no
hmm
limitations. I
Yep.
I
And
hate I hate when people
yeah,
like bring some sort of big new thing into something that's never had it before and they just let it be wild wild west. I don't
yeah,
understand why they didn't put any type of limitations.
yep.
'Cause I
And
feel like
well,
kids needed a little bit of leeway and to make money with their stuff. I don't agree with them just upping and leaving and just destroy not destroying the program, but just throwing a ginormous wrench into the offensive or defensive plan. I don't agree with any of it.
like they're just being reactive, but it's reactive versus being proactive at the very beginning when they started implementing this. So so as of right now, you have the recruiting window. I wonder if they're going to keep that the same in the game, where you have the recruiting window and then you have the 2 transfer windows. So, because right now we're finishing up the second transfer window.
nah, it's
I don't think they
closed.
will.
It's
I don't
closed.
think they're
Okay.
gonna have it.
It's closed now.
Yeah, it's close. I don't think they're gonna have 2 windows. I think they're gonna have
One.
like they did someone in 14 where you can recruit throughout the season and there's an off season. I
Yeah.
think there's going to be a transfer portal only in the off season, like a certain period of it, and then it's going to be done. I
No,
think that's
see,
how
I
they're going to
think
do
I
it.
think you're gonna have the transfer portal in when it's open in the regular season, like when it's open at bowl games, and then you'll have the last end of season recruiting, and then you'll have the transfer portal, the March transfer portal,
I could
Yeah,
see
they're
that.
and
no, they're
then
trying to change those dates though.
yeah, but if it depends on how fast EA manages
Yeah,
that. Like
they're trying to change those dates to where the portal closes basically before the bowl games.
yeah, that would make more sense.
And then they're also, you see what they're proposing now, where they want NIL to get involved, and basically these players are going to have to sign contracts where they can't opt out of the bowl games and stuff.
Yeah, I would like that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a form of a limitation. I think everyone would be cool with.
I agree. I think that would help, especially. I mean, like I know like I said, I'm a Bama fan, but you don't have a lot of that people opting out. But whenever you play for for example, the Potato Bowl, like I mean, who wants to really play for that? You know what I mean? Like compared to a national championship, like it's better now that you have 12 teams, but who's gonna go watch me play in a Potato Bowl? Like you know what I mean? So
Well,
It's a really
I
hard
like
thing
that
to
though.
with
like explain on like a resume or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
with our league specifically being the first person we've had out in the Pac 7, you guys are going. The winner of your conference is gets an automatic bid to the playoffs. You play the winner of the WAC, or the not the WAC, but the Mountain West. Basically, if we can combine those, like if it will allow us to eliminate one, we will. If not, we're going to have that balance, as we said, where we pull Boise and the California schools in Hawaii with the two remaining in the Pac 12.
See, that'll, like I said, that I think that benefits Boise more than anything in this league. Like, I will be okay either way if they allow you to put it together. If not, I think that's gonna give me a benefit in recruiting. Like I was saying earlier, like the Pac-12 is known as a Power Five, and that's gonna give you some of those benefits of, oh, that's a Power Five. I could get something out of that school. That personally, that's gonna help me.
Coin flip. I can see it going either way.
Yeah,
I can see it
I don't.
being a glorified AAC as well. It just depends on
Yeah.
how the game treats it. Um, but again, that's stuff we're not going to know until that's not even after the full reveal. We're not going to know how that plays out until the game releases.
Yeah,
Do
So,
you have
what's
a
gonna?
date for the full reveal? Yeah.
uh, well, I've heard another 2 weeks. Two
I
weeks in
heard
May.
May. I heard
Yeah,
May 31st.
I'm hearing 16th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard the 15th as well.
they just need to go on with it. Let's
That's
go.
what I'm saying, bro. Just fucking say it already. Good lord.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Can we just have the game come out in July, or can we just do it now? Like, can we
What's
test?
what What's gonna happen with the ACC though when Clemson and Florida State jump out of there?
Yeah,
Really?
I'll be in the same boat as you over there at Boise. But hey, I'm better than being in the AAC.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
still think it's going to be better because you would still have there
you
would
have
still be a
Miami.
semblance of a conference. You would have what Syracuse. You'd have those northern schools. You'd probably still have
That
Georgia Tech.
Miami will still be in it.
Yeah, Miami. It'll be fine. It'll just be a little lower, and they'll probably poach a couple more out of. You
Well,
may see
they're
Tulane.
probably gonna they're gonna pick up from somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah, that's most likely. I think of Tulane being the big one. Maybe some others. Again, Tulane only because of the market down there in New Orleans. Uh,
Maybe Texas State. I tell you, if Kenny keeps winning,
hmm
well, I think if he keeps winning, he's gonna get poached. But
Yeah. So that's so it sounds like you guys are set. I guess if Alabama opened up, you probably run for that. Um,
I would consider it to be honest, but
yeah.
depending on how it's going, like
See, that's we
if I'm
ran
getting it going, I'm not going anywhere.
we ran that last week, and I'm like, you know what? A lot of these people aren't going to be incentivized to leave. That means if you had a chance to move up, you either the only way I'd do it is if I was rated really low and just don't really have a good team and snuck out like 3 or 4 conference wins, went way up over my class. Could maybe try to find something in a better situation, but if these coaches left, they're not in a good position either. So bad for everybody all around. Um,
I'm
so
rolling with Texas State until my
The
boy
wheels
ain't
fall
there no
out.
more.
so what
I
with the gameplay, we are going to keep that. We're going to keep it hard. Like that's the goal is to make it as hard as we can make it. So expect no quarters. Don't expect competitive or the comp sliders. Expect it to be simulation. Just because if we've heard of people thinking about running, 4th and 20s. Like, yeah, that's not going to work because you're eventually going to be just murdered by
That's
math.
actually a great point, and that's a great question. Do you guys think that we're gonna have any issue on people constantly doing onside kicks or constantly doing like 4th and 20s. Does anyone actually think that would be a legitimate problem? If it's exploited in the game and it's broken, that's one thing. But like before we know anything, do you guys think it's a problem or would be a problem?
I mean, if it's 4th and 20, I'm sitting 3 safeties back and I'm gonna man you up and just gonna. You gotta make 20 yards. Come on. I don't think you're gonna like this.
Yeah, I don't. The 4th and 20, like very rarely you gonna get somebody get a 4th and 20 on you. But I mean, as far as the abusing the onside kick and all that stuff, I mean,
The onside kicks may be limit. There's one of the few things I would want to limit off the bat. That may be fourth quarter and you're down. Maybe we may have it where because people do onside kick at random times, you may be able to do it, but like you have your one shot, and then you like one shot for like 2 games, something like that. I don't know. We'll leave that up to the. We'll put that up later.
It's tough if someone has 4 games in a row that are close games and they have a chance to come back, and it makes sense in that moment to try to go for an onside kick.
Yeah, but not in the second quarter.
No,
So that's what I'm saying. Like if you have
maybe
if you have
specifically
2
the fourth
in
quarter, any game.
yeah, if you're behind in the fourth quarter of any game, I'm still allowing that. But
That might be a legitimate
with
thing that
but
might
like
wanna,
you may be able to sneak one in every like say 3 games, something like that. Give you 4 extra shots a year. You don't have to take it, but it's there. And if you've used it, then we're gonna let everyone know. Like that's gonna be put out and like in the weekly update. These teams cannot onside kick, so I wouldn't do it unless I absolutely felt the need to. I mean, if you think you have a shot and you just got busted up and it's just 28-7, and I can see a reason for it, but it's such a hard risk to take in the first place. I think the real coaches are gonna just start to shatter people who don't know what they're doing. I really do. Like people who have the IQ. It sounds like everyone here does, but if you have no IQ and you join this league, I feel bad for what's about to happen to you.
What's the quarter length going to be?
Probably around 8, and we're going to leave all the time available. Like really, the idea is to combat cheesing. Just make sure you have a very long game, and you have the stamina going down fairly fast. Like keep it under simulation settings so you can't just run out there with your, that 5-star halfback I have can't make 40 carries a game without risking getting injured. That's how you balance that. You just make sure the games are long enough to keep competitive. Like really, I see this as I'm gonna be playing in my off days. That's why we have it set to play like only twice a week. So I see this is a show. This is when the lights come on. Everything else, I play with it. I'm going to have fun with the game on my own. But when the lights come on, it's go time.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. I want these to, if they run a little longer, if 8 minutes isn't enough, I would even consider lengthening it. I'd probably do 8 for the first because that was the general consensus off the poll. It was like 7.5, and I would round up just because this is going to be if you want it to be special, it's got to be special. I don't like 5-minute games, 5-minute quarters because it would just make it too fast and not give anyone, if you're getting thumped, these games are going to take forever. But it's all about just giving everyone the opportunity to come back in the game. Because there's no running. It's a running clock now. It's not like NCAA 14. For those of you who aren't up with it, the clock doesn't stop on first downs, so the game is much faster in general. So I'd rather leave that time, give everybody more possessions, and earn it.
How many people in here are playing the revamp?
Oh. Absolutely. I had to know what SMU was like.
I'm trying to get it downloaded on my PC.
Are y'all playing it on the actual PlayStation?
No, I'm playing it on my PC. I have the game. I have a copy of the game, so I'm not worried about that.
As far as I know, you have to have a specific type or a modded PS3 to do it.
Yeah, I looked into modding a PS3. It has to be jailbroke. Like it's a pain, but I can tell you it looks really really good.
Can you
Um,
play
They're
it
like
on
semi up to date rosters too. I think.
Can you play it on PlayStation?
I think you can. Let me see if I can do this. If I can,
You
man,
have to
the
buy some
audio's on.
modded one.
Yeah,
The,
because I have a PS4, and I have the NCAA 14.
I've got it up and running. I got Florida State next, but they're just closing it. But yeah, no, it's different. They added a whole lot of jerseys. They added that. The rosters don't seem to match up one for one. Like some they didn't update as recently as others. So like I had Caleb Williams and I had Preston Stone, but Preston Stone was a year behind what it should have been in the game. So it doesn't match up completely, I don't think, but it's fun. It looks a lot better. Like it looks better on my PC than it did on the PS3. That may just be a settings issue too, but I would definitely recommend it to everybody if you have an opportunity to go ahead and just play a little revamped. Um, Really, that way you can just get a sneak peek at your roster. I've been looking at my roster online as well, just checking up on SMU. Also, just I can pull this up here really quick.
Who's a is it Coach Chop? You're the Bama fan?
No, I'm a UM fan, die hard.
Oh, who's the Bama fan here?
I am
Oh, okay.
Boise. I am.
What you think about your linebacker, man? Leaving that left Alabama, left Tech. Now he's leaving Texas.
Oh,
Blackshire.
yeah. I honestly,
That's a
it
big
kind
old
of goes
jump.
with what you said with the kids just leaving just because, man, because of the offers or playing time. I think, to be honest with you, I think
Ooh,
he wanted. I think he wanted to be the guy and be a starter. He thinks he's ready to play, in my
Yeah.
opinion, and I think that's what that has to do with.
that's a big one. Clemson, Georgia in week 1. Notre Dame, A&M, Miami at Florida. This is all week 1. I'm trying to find your guys' games on here. Buffalo, you play like Lafayette. That's going to be a computer game. Going down. There's a whole lot of games on week 1. Let's see. I should have done this ahead of time. SMU, Houston Christian, some 1AA games too.
What are we looking at? I'm sorry.
I'm looking for everyone's schedule. I'm trying to pull up Boise State, Georgia Southern, Mr. Feet.
I talked to
You
people
may
today.
you may think he's a Madden gamer. Watch out for that. That's a trap game.
That'll be fun.
It will be fun. Texas State, you've got Lamar. Tech, do you play in week 1? Tennessee Tech. Ooh, LSU versus USC in Nevada, and Boston College at Florida State. Florida State's got a couple of tough ones right off the bat. But um, let's see. We
Yeah,
talked about that.
Missouri,
Uh,
UMass, and Northern Illinois is back to back to back.
yeah. Let's see here.
Toledo, Western Michigan, Akron, Eastern Michigan.
Wow. Florida State's got a conference game first game.
Yeah, I'm so glad that didn't happen to me. I'm trying to find Texas Tech schedule. I'm just not going to do it.
Drop here.
I think he lost signal. I don't see him.
Oh.
I think he had a call.
Oh. Okay.
Abilene Christian. Then they got Washington State, North Texas, and the Big 12. Let's see who else. Boise, what do you look like? Coming off the loss against UCLA. You got that, and then you got Oregon. Oof. Then Washington State. Again, some of your schedule may change too. That's one thing we're just gonna have to play by ear is what happens with the schools that we moved. So if you are playing FCS school up off the bat, if you got one early, we may have to we may ask a couple of these games to get rescheduled, just to make sure that everyone's got a fair amount of games. Because I know it's going to be tough for the Mountain West and the Pac-7 expressly, and then maybe filling in the schedules for games lost against UConn and UMass.
Well, I'll tell you what, I definitely can add James Madison if that happens. Don't add that boy on there.
James Madison, you've been called out, sir. I would love to see it.
Trash.
I tried to get him on, man. Hey, I get it. I respect it. He has some.
I know him in real life too, so I ain't worried too much about him talking trash.
You got a Portland State game that we can very easily switch over. Let's just look at the Dukes. What do they got? James Madison. Since you're not here to defend yourself,
Right.
what do we got? We've got Charlotte, then Garner Webb. I think we can manage to make that work.
Yeah.
Slide something around, get you guys in week 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Then
We can make that happen. I'm just saying.
ULM. I mean, we'll do a coin flip when we get JMU on here on the podcast, and then we'll pick home and away for you. Just do it live.
You can have it. That's fine. It don't even matter. So I do have a question. So for example, like a team like us who I'm gonna be
Got about 10
a
minutes.
little bit of a tempo kind of team. What's gonna be the deal with like your no huddle stuff? What do y'all thinking so far? I don't know if y'all put it on there. I might not. I might just not look over it. But.
Again, until it's broken, unless we know it's absolutely broken, we're going to leave it in. That's the reason why the games are going to be about 8 minutes. No restrictions on the time clock. If you wanna hold
that's
it,
a big part of mine is like no huddle as well. So I'm hoping it's not broken either. It's a big part of.
if
mine.
you wanna
Like
if
silos,
you
so-
wanna hold the ball for 10 minutes, or you wanna hold your play call until there's 10 seconds left, you can do it. If you want to just line them up, you want to line them up and then hold the ball till the end. I've got multiple ways I'm going to look at it. I'm basically putting together a bag of tricks I can do with personnel. I mean, whoever catches me in non-conference, consider yourselves lucky, because the ACC, I know I'm on the back end looking up, coming in from the AAC. So I've got basically groupings of personnel and how I can get that shifted over. I'm going to be pretty much the same way, and I'm probably going to take it to the nth degree. Again, I'm a Baylor fan. Art Briles, we miss you. And we're going to go really hard, really fast. The same thing you were talking about, basically attacking the middle, attacking the wing, and then attacking deep. I'm just going to go. So be prepared to go. Be prepared to go. 'Cause, I mean, some of these games, like if we were to play each other, I know that's going to take up some time. Like our game, if we've got two fast-paced teams that are chunking the rock, that game's going to drag on for a while.
Yeah.
Then again, I can see the Army-Navy game wrapping up in about 30 minutes.
See, that's what I'm wondering because I'm not afraid that I'll get the ball and run, the full first quarter out and run a
Hmm.
10-minute clock on you. But then I also will be like, all right, boo, we got first down. Hey, line up fast. Let's go.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
look
everyone's
at the
going to be a
stats
little
now.
bit different.
That's why I'm wondering if there's going to be limitations on it. But if it's not, then yeah, it's gonna be
Nope.
it's gonna be
Like I
real
said,
interesting.
we're going to make sure that the stamina slider is going to be the biggest concern. Uh,
Okay.
just how fast your players are gonna wear out. Like there's going to be a certain point where you're going to risk injury.
Yeah.
So it's all about keeping that balance with the rosters now too being so deep. I can see myself running, you know, run 5 or 6 play, first down, go, hit it, then run turbo, then come up to get stopped. It's 3rd and 6. I may call something special. May put in a different personnel pack, and then go right back to it if I get the first down. Like
Yeah.
there's all different ways to go about that, and I go more off a feel, but I'm also going to scout everybody's defense. I'm going to have a general idea what you want to do on offense, but I'm going to try to. Again, we're going to have all these games live streamed. You're going to be able to find it on that Google Drive, so everyone's going to have access. So again, coaches, coaches can coach. I think if you're not coming across that mindset, the people are going to get smoked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's gonna be fun though. I think I
oh
think
yeah,
I'm really excited, man. It's gonna be so fun.
it's going to be fun, and the recruiting's going to be just at another level with this many people. I mean, I have fun again playing the game against the computer, but this is just when and we're keeping track of all the stats, and we're going to have it set so where you can look up. Once we get 2 or 3 seasons in, we'll know when you're playing Washington State. We'll know that you've won 2 out of 3. Well, you know what I'm saying? You'll
Yeah.
be able to pull all of that back up. We can get the stats against each team. Again, if you're good with Excel or Google Sheets, you can pull all that information up. I just wanted to make. It's going to take probably 10 minutes, real time, to put in all your stats. Just a Google form. Everyone will just drop it down. You pick your school. I try to make it as easy as possible. Pick who you are, who your school is, what your score was, other school, other coach, their score, and then basically you just go line by line off of what your offense did, pass attempts, completions, everything else starts to fill itself out, and we'll just go from there. And it's also set where you can sort between preseason, or basically non-conference, conference games, and then bowl or playoff games.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see how that works, man.
Yeah, so basically the idea here is we're just making one universe, so we can have people pop in and out. Again, after season 2, we're going to try to implement a Madden League with 32 coaches, so we can bring new people in, and then that's going to be our test to see what we can do. Hopefully, in 26, they add in all the FCS schools, and then we can add in another 130 people. So again, this time next year, we should be looking at the draft for the FCS schools, looking at Eastern Illinois, Jackson State, Grambling. It can go on, and then we have 300 something people where we're still doing the same thing, keeping track of the stats. So after season 7, and you've got a matchup between, say, Bowling Green and Miami of Ohio, and both of these guys coached against each other down in the SWAC. I'd love to see something like that.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah.
But that's where we are. I think we're about to wrap up because I'm about out of time anyway. But any final thoughts, either of you guys? And actually, Ryan, give us a plug for Unique.
A plug?
Yeah, you got time.
Oh, I mean, uh, well, Unique Sports that's my business. Custom apparel. If you need like any jerseys for a team, I know Dominique, you coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do high school football uniforms, basketball uniforms, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I work with about 4 or 5 different high schools in my area,
Nice.
and you can well, I'm on Facebook. I'm Ryan Nolan, so you
Okay.
can hit me in the inbox. I can send
I'll go
you.
look it up and see if I find you.
Yeah, I can hit you. I can send you pictures of stuff I've done. Um, and Nike quality, but not Nike money.
All
Gotcha.
right, and that's also what we're trying to work with is I want to get again if this channel takes off, we start making a little money. I want to get everyone a trophy, and that's going to come through Ryan. Just we're going to get each winner of a conference and the overall Select Talent champion are going to get a jersey.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. So,
Just
so every conference will get a
that's
jersey
the
as well.
plan. Again, limited budget, so if we start getting in things, we'll go for every conference. But that's the
Okay.
goal. Definitely, we're going to make sure that the champion gets one. But we're working on
Oh,
the conferences as well.
yeah, and also my son has his own brand. It's called Cut Different. You can go sports apparel, training apparel. So all the kids only high school. Cutdifferent.com is a website.
Also, I just want to point out for the YouTubers, this isn't paid. Just want to make sure that we got that because we thought it was extra cool when Ryan said that his son played at Texas State. So we wanted to make sure we got him on board pretty quick. And we'll have more information as always. I can't wait for the reveal to drop. We probably have one more of these before the full reveal, and then I'm sure the next one after that we're going to go through a lot. So look forward to it. I'm excited. I can't wait for July, and I hope everyone